Hey everybody, welcome to a game day edition of the Goldie on Ice podcast presented by Amerant Bank. Go to amerantbank.com, check out all that they have to offer, plus the Panthers themed debit card. I am right now in the press room here in Edmonton. It is 1:50 local time, so I'm guessing we are, 4.5 hours away from face-off for game number 3, the Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. The Cats are cooking. 5 straight wins, going back to when they trailed the Rangers 2-1. They barely give up any goals, rarely give up any 5-on-5 goals, and they coming in tonight's game number 3, going to face a very desperate Edmonton Oilers team. Now, the Oilers, look, they've been terrific during the playoffs, especially at home, and they feel that'll fuel them. But you know the Panthers, they love the way their game travels. The Panthers are very confident in their game on the road, and they've only lost twice on the road the entire playoffs. The Panthers dropped the game earlier in the playoffs in Tampa. You never call a playoff game meaningless, but they had a 3-0 lead when they lost that game. And the only other loss was the overtime at Madison Square Garden in game number 2, which is a game that really could have gone either way. So you look at the Panthers on the road so far in these playoffs, and they have been as good and as close to perfect as a team can be. So you know they're very confident coming in here. They've only allowed 1 goal in the first 2 games of this series, incredibly. That was on a 4-on-4, and that was on a goal by Ekholm. So the Oiler forwards, so far, it's tough to keep them down for 4 games, remember that. But the Oiler forwards really have not been able to get untracked. Connor McDavid does have 9 shots on goal. Sergei Bobrovsky has stopped them all. And in the last game, where the Panthers limited Edmonton to just 7 shots in the first 40 minutes, and then in the third, especially when the Panthers had the lead, there were a few more pucks coming Bobrovsky's way, but really nothing consistent and nothing of the high danger category. The Panthers only allowed 1 high danger shot on goal in the game. So the Panthers really locked it down in game 2, continuing what they did in the third period and really into the second period of game number 1. So Edmonton Oilers talking about simplifying their game. They're really not getting much from their depth. And in their last game, they only had 3 forwards with shots on goal, and those were the 3 big guys, Draisaitl, McDavid, and Hyman. So the Panthers want to continue to do the job against those players, limit them as much as you can, and then really take over, if you will, from a depth standpoint. Anton Lundell has been fantastic. Rodriguez, although he's on the Barkov line tonight, has been outstanding. He was on the second line before that. So the Panthers will go Rodriguez, Barkov, and Reinhart. Verhaeghe is back with Bennett and Tkachuk. Then Lostereen and Lundell, the dynamic duo, they've been terrific, and Tarasenko. And then the fourth line stays the same with Opozo, Lawrence, and Stenlin in the middle. Same defense, and Sergei Bobrovsky, who is now allowed 2 goals or fewer in 12 of the last 13 playoff games, gets the starting goal. And I do think there'll be a big push, similar to probably game 1, by Edmonton early in this game. They know what's at stake. Everybody knows what's at stake in game 3 when the series is already 2-0. And a very good chance the result tonight will be determined by what the score is after the first period. I think that's a big possibility. If Edmonton pops a couple and they've got a lead of more than a goal, it makes things a lot more difficult. But if the Panthers come out and they're able to kind of take the crowd out of the game, which they do a lot when they're on the road, the Edmonton Oilers are going to start feeling it 100% because the pressure is on them and will be on them. And the Panthers have proven that quick shots and quick plays at the net can beat Stuart Skinner. Now, he's a big goaltender and a good goalie. So, like most of them, a shot from the top of the circle where the goalie's seeing it, 99 out of 100, they're making that save. But if you break down the Panther goals, okay, the quick plays, the deflections, the Verhaeghe goal to open game 1, the Rodriguez goal in game 1, that's a quick shot right in the slot. The goals in game 2, Rodriguez deflects another one. Stuart Skinner's a big goalie, but he doesn't have close to the athletic ability and the quickness, for example, and most don't, by the way, this isn't a knock on Skinner, that Sergei Bobrovsky has. So I think the Panthers making those quick plays and quick pucks going to the net is a winning formula, and there's no team in the NHL that's better. And you go back to game one, that Bennett play, no team in the NHL is better than the Panthers at plays like that. Get in, and within, 5 seconds of a forecheck or a play down low, getting a scoring chance and converting and putting one in the net, no one does it better than the Florida Panthers. So I can tell you this, it was a full skate this morning here at Rogers Place in Edmonton. Panthers were healthy. Everybody was on the ice. You can tell there's a business-like attitude with this team, and also the same confidence that they have had throughout really the last 2 years on this team, or year and a half, if you want to go back to last January. So game 3 tonight. Thanks so much for everybody subscribing, listening, spread the word, leave reviews, whether they're good or bad, please do. And keep it on. The Goldie on Ice podcast presented by Amaranth Bank.